Hi guys, it's Leah and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing something super fun. As you can see by the title, we're going to be doing a complete trailer breakdown of The Rise of Skywalker. Obviously the teaser trailer that dropped 3 days ago now for episode 9. After that breakdown, we are going to get into some early theories, some fan theories, and some ideas of what this trailer might mean. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe down to my channel below and let's get started. I'm super excited now that I have been able to collect myself the last 3 days to take a closer look. Of course, I've watched the trailer a few more times, but I'm just going to give an overall breakdown. You guys will see it down below, and then we're going to talk about it afterwards. So feel free to join the conversation down below as usual, and let's get started. I know a lot of you are actually speculating that this might be Tatooine. It very well might be. I just think it's interesting to point out. Comment down below what you guys think.
1,000 generations live in you now. But this is your fight.
And that's actually confirmation. We have, of course, she still has Luke's lightsaber, and what appears to be Han's blaster at her side. Actually quite interesting in and of itself, because I feel like upon first viewing it's quick to assume that there's some sort of battle going on, perhaps Kylo. We don't actually see who is in the TIE silencer, which I know it's quick to assume that it's Kylo, but we don't really know what's going on in this scene at all. So from the breathing and the calculation, I really highly doubt that this is a battle scene or a fight scene. Perhaps she's training like we saw Luke do with Yoda. Maybe that's what's going on, but who really knows? It's really loud. That right there actually is pretty interesting. It looks like we're going to have the introduction of a new planet. And after this scene also brings us to our first look at Kylo. It looks like he is on a battlefield. Either that or he's just really angry. Also, rebuilding. This moves so quickly. He is rebuilding his mask. We don't have Snoke there to tell him he looks stupid anymore. So he's rebuilding his mask, and then it quickly turns into, we see Finn and Poe are reunited. Right here, we actually see BB-8 with a different droid. We still have not seen R2, but we see BB-8 with a different droid. Is actually confirmed on the panel that his name is Dio, so we will get another droid. He's kind of funny looking. He reminds me of Wally in a way. Also, this spectacular scene, we have Mr. Fly himself flying, but we have Mr. Fly himself, Lando, reunited, team back up with Chewie in the Millennium Falcon. So that looks super awesome. I'm really excited. This scene, it's actually really cute to see Billy D like this, back with Chewie. Scene actually has 3PO in it. Of course, we have a quick callback to A New Hope with the Medal of Bravery that was awarded to both Han and Luke in A New Hope. We see presumably Leia holding that right here. We see this unused footage from The Force Awakens with Carrie in it. It's definitely going to be an emotional roller coaster.
We'll always be with you.
See them all together, and this is actually the remains of the second, what looks to be the second Death Star. Of course, the one that was going to be bigger and better, but it's quite interesting. We're quite possibly on a planet or not too far off of Endor, I would presume. Yeah, so that's why I actually wore my Ewok shirt. You cannot see it right now on screen because of the way that I'm sitting. So remains of the second Death Star, and then the laugh. The laugh. I know that when I initially watched it, obviously right after I uploaded, I went and did investigating, and of course it is confirmed that it is, you know, Palpatine. So I had billions of people telling me that and still telling me that, but it's really great. I was super excited because, of course, when you see it for the first time, you're like, oh my goodness. That is going to be the end of the breakdown of the teaser trailer for The Rise of Skywalker, and now we're going to move into a little bit of speculation and theories. The most important one I want to talk about is how everybody's excited for the return of Palpatine, but actually on a bunch of panels, it seems as though Ian McDiarmid is continuing to say that Palpatine is dead. If we do remember, there are ways to cheat death, or at least that's what Palpatine told Anakin. So it very well may be that he is dead and there's something else going on. I can't help but think of Clone Wars Darth Maul. Maybe Palpatine will have a spider body. I don't know. That's not an actual speculation of mine that he's going to have a spider body. I'm just making a joke, so let's not come at me for that. A few other speculations is, who is this Skywalker that we're talking about? Of course, it's the Rise of Skywalker. And, you know, people are still talking about potentially Rey being a Skywalker somehow, which I remember when I was doing my reaction, I was like, wait a minute, I thought that we already put this behind us. I thought that we were, you know, Rey's parents are nobodies. Of course, Kylo could be lying about that. Of course, you know, Snoke could be lying. I mean, it is the dark side, of course. But on the other hand, let us not forget that technically Kylo is the last Skywalker. Although he's a Solo, he is still a Skywalker, which is kind of interesting because I'd be curious to see if they're going to do a redemption arc, almost like they did with Vader, for Kylo. And if we take a look at this trailer, it's pretty ambiguous. In the beginning, we're quick to assume that it might be Kylo in the TIE silencer because we see his gloves that are always so furiously gripping the controls. We're quick to assume that. But it doesn't really seem like there's a combat going on in the beginning. There's some breathing techniques. We see a great demonstration of Rey's growing abilities with the Force. Like I said, reminds me a lot of when Luke was training with Yoda. So, and then we see, of course, a battle scene with Kylo, but it's not too telling of what side or what the battle going on actually is. Don't get me wrong, I'm a little bit of a dark side girl. I love the dark side, I revel in it, but it would kind of make sense for Lucasfilm to be setting this up as, you know, a redemption. It's the end of an era. We never know. Obviously, we are closing out Leia's scenes in this as well. So, of course, everybody was super quick to jump to conclusions based off of the title. We are now have probably 4 theories I think everybody's gravitating towards. The first one, of course, being Rey's parents. The second one being Kylo turning from the dark side. The third one potentially referring to Leia because obviously she has not passed yet and is still in this film using unseen footage from The Force Awakens. And fourth, maybe it's Luke, Force Ghost style. I mean, we do hear him speaking to Rey in the beginning of the trailer, so that very well might be a possibility. We never really know. And then there's another theory floating out there that it could be Anakin Force Ghost style. That would be pretty interesting. I do think that he might make an appearance. Of course, we have Mark Hamill reveling in the speculation, tweeting out, who could it be? Is it Kylo? Is it Rey? Is it Leia? Is it Luke? Is it an unknown Skywalker? I kind of think that because he's teasing us about it, none of them are right, and we'll never guess it. So he thinks we're going to be totally mind blown. I don't know. Who knows? He's just adding fuel to the fire. There is one more theory out there about the Skywalker legend and legacy, meaning that a Skywalker could be anybody, and maybe since we're getting rid of the term Jedi, and we're replacing it with Skywalker essentially, that maybe these new Force wielders are going to be called Skywalkers. While I think that it has a lot of meaning in that theory, I'm not too sure how I feel about it. Maybe I just want like something to do with the actual Skywalker genetics to happen, as I'm sure a lot of you do. Alright, so make sure you guys comment down below your theories of what all this stuff means in the trailers. How do you think that Palpatine survived? You know, was he using Snoke? Like, stuff like that. Make sure you guys comment down below. We'll get into an awesome discussion about fan theories. If you guys haven't already by now, make sure you subscribe down to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.